Welcome, welcome everyone to our Building Resilience Summit Act 5 online event. We appreciate you taking the time to be here today. We know that you could be many places doing other things with your time. So we very much appreciate you taking the time to be here with us and hear our all men lineup speakers. We're excited today to, introduce Malik, Kurt, and Ramon, all men lineup. So I'm really juiced about that, where we'll be talking about strengthening families, empowering our communities, and prioritizing mental health. Here at Returning Citizens, we definitely welcome everyone and we want to be all inclusive. So we're very excited for everyone to be here. And Ricky?
Welcome, everyone. As I was saying, welcome to Act 5 of Building Resilience Summit Series. I don't have much to say. This is all about the guys today. I definitely just say two things why we kind of do this thing. We do this thing in honor of mental health awareness, and we do this thing in honor of returning citizens or system impacted people. Our organization is called Returning Citizens Association, and our thing is to bring awareness, about us and our stuff, our good stuff as well as our not so good stuff. So today is about reclaiming our lives and reclaiming our stories. You always heard our stories through other people. You always heard things about us from other sources. Well, what our grandmothers always say, get it from the horse's mouth. So reclaiming our lives and reclaiming our stories is about us telling our stories in the way that we tell it. And our second slogan is nothing about us without us. It goes to that telling the story. So people always tell our story, but they haven't lived our lives, right? And they don't really know what works for us, So please don't tell my story and try to tell me how to solve my problems when you haven't lived my life. So I love these gentlemen here because one of them is my cousin and one of them is a hometown hero of mine. And the other one I've done many years behind the walls with. And I've grabbed a little bit of something from each one of these gentlemen. So I'm grateful here. Again, I want you guys to bear in mind those two things: reclaiming our lives, reclaiming our stories. So important for people to tell their own stories in their own words. And the other thing is about nothing about us without us. We're doing this. Nobody told us to do this. Nobody showed us how to do this. This is about us. Tria, welcome.
Well, our first speaker is Curtis Morrison. He is a Bay Area native that currently resides in Sacramento County. And at the early age, he became a juvenile delinquent. Curtis believes not being exposed to other options in life, that crime and other questionable lifestyle choices were glorified, taught, and accepted. Mr. Morrison found himself incarcerated. The California Youth Authority system is where he ended up. After being released from the Youth Authority, Mr. Morrison was still undecided on how his life would go. He continued to struggle with his growth and the transition of now being an adult. After a few years of growing and learning, Mr. Morrison was able to successfully complete parole with no parole violations. Praise God. Not to say this period didn't come without some bad choices, but Mr. Morrison credited his mother and the birth of his children for moving forward in a life with positive choices. Professionally, Mr. Morrison has worked in various management and customer service jobs. He currently is a licensed insurance agent. Personally, civil justice and community growth are some main issues that Mr. Morrison is investing his time to. But personally, I can say he's also a member and project director for Returning Citizens Association. And his unwavering support and boundless love has left a very impressionable mark on our lives and all of our members. He's always there with a helping hand and a kind word. Kurt is the cornerstone of encouragement for our team, whether it's cheering on others or offering a comforting or compassion presence. His genuine care is deeply appreciated by all who know him. He exemplifies like very kindness of acts, like just different things that he does, but he's the true meaning of support. And we cherish him because he's an irreplaceable part of our community So we're very grateful to you, Kurt, for all of your love and support that you show us. It's definitely felt, so know that. So now, with further ado, I introduce Kurt Morrison.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, Miss Andrea, for that warm welcome. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us at our RCA table. First, I would like to start off with like reading the scripture, and then I just go into a little prayer to give me some little guidance, if y'all don't mind. So the scripture I'm gonna read is Hebrews 4:16. It said, "Let us therefore come boldly into the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace in the time of need." Pray. I'm gonna end the prayer. I'm just gonna say it in the Lord's name because I'm gonna respect other people's religion. And so, here I go. Say, Lord, we stand before your throne of grace to obtain mercy and find grace in the time of need. We need you now, Lord. Our souls need a blessing from on high. I ask you that you use my words clearly and that it can touch hearts and touch souls, that we can continue to grow and to manifest and to be a productive group. And I thank you for all the blessings that you have put upon us. And once again, in the Lord's name, amen. I would like to thank, I know this is all about men, but I would like to thank some of the women first that's in the group. First of all, we got to give it back to Andrea. We know that she wears many hats throughout her day and throughout her living, you know, at home, at work, and just etc. Her maintaining the household and her education and everything, and also maintaining my cousin over there. But she don't only wear hats; she wears shirts. Some can even say sweaters because she'll give you the shirt off her back. And that's just the person she is, you know. So y'all just give it up for Miss Andrea Gaines as well. And then also second has to be to Nana Clark. She got a heart of gold. You can tell about all the work that she does in the community. She's just a loving person, you can tell. And God is going to continue to bless her because she puts her mouth, she put her mouth, she does what she says she's going to do. She just a true blessing. And then second of all, the next lady is Miss Denise Coleman. She definitely a true blessing to our RCA family. She wears her life like on her sleeve. You know everything about her. And she's a true researcher, and she loves helping, and she's very talented, and she's just a true blessing to us all. And then last but not least is Miss Wonderful Davis. She has been a real spiritual revelation to me. I'm so glad I met this woman, and I like to thank that sister just for being that sister. You know, she's just a real genuine lady. As Andrea said, I was born in Pittsburgh, California in the early 70s. Nothing seemed out of place. We were low income, but nothing seemed out of place because, you know, that's just how we grew up. My mom always kept a nice house, you know, and she always had, you know, the parties and the old school music, and everybody was having a good time. It started kind of like in the 80s when everything just started going a different way. You know, when the devil introduced these drugs into our community. Yeah, that cocaine demon. And so, but despite that, my mom, she was down to earth, and she taught me a lot of good values that I appreciate. Her and my step-pop, like I said, they always gave the best parties, the good music, and it was just dancing there, and people was just having a good time. So I love that. And so my biological father, he got convicted in the early 70s for killing a Martinez police officer. To me, I didn't know what was different because I was so used to that too. That was just like a part of my life. You know, he went to jail when my mom was still pregnant. So actually, but he still was a superhero to me, you know, because that was my dad. He was a superhero. I used to love going with my aunt and my grandma used to take me up there. I was probably the only person that wanted to stay in jail because I wanted to be there with him. And so, I didn't want to leave. I used to cry and everything like that. And I just It's definitely wish I could have spent more time with that man. It's like 52 years later, and he's still in there. And I used to have some good memories because I always remember when he used to tell me, he used to be like, when you get this tall, I'm gonna be out. When you get this tall, I'm gonna be out. And I just still waiting for them days to get that tall and he'd be out. Um, but growing up as a teen, I started seeing the resources, with the crack, I started seeing the resources kind of like dry up. All our wants had kind of turned to just necessity. Where I had a roof over my head, I had food in the refrigerator, but there was no extra stuff. And so what happened starting going to junior high, it just was like you didn't have the clothes there, you didn't have all other stuff there. So what you did, you looked on the community, or you looked what you seen outside, and then I started getting myself involved, and I started just doing like a life of crime, just doing different stuff. And so, with that being said, found myself in front of a juvenile judge. So I got 3 different assault charges. I got a dope charge, and then I'm looking at going to a camp in Byron, California. They was gonna put me on a serious offender camp in Byron, California for juveniles. They had like a 3-month one, a 6-month one, 9-month. And since I had the 3 assaults and then I had the dope case, the judge was like, "We're gonna send you here." But of course, the devil showed up again. So I'm in jail and I get into a fight. So I end up cracking somebody in the head with the weight. And so when I went back to court, they took that deal off the table, the 9-month program off the table, and they sent me to YA. I was like, wow. So, it's just the devil just, he took the 9 months. And so now I'm looking at YA, and then actually they charged me full charge for all the crimes. So I'm looking at 10 years. They told me, you're going to get out when you're 25. So I'm like, what the heck? Because, I'm only 14, 15 years old. So they say, you're going to get out when you're 25. So I go, I do a cool program while I'm in jail. The first year is kind of like horrible in any institution. You got to prove yourself. You got egos in there, and then you got the adjustment of dealing with the institutional life. And so during that time, just dealing with the institutional life, like I said, just fallbacks and then just not doing good. So as I kept going on, go to my notes a little bit where I'm at. I ended up doing 4 years in YA. And so when I got out, I was 18 years old. So I still was young, not fully developed, because in jail, they really don't teach you life skills on the outside. They teach you how to just comply in the inside. You never really get taught what to do when you get out, what's next. And see, that was kind of like a problem because I had introduced myself or I had made connections with some people that was in Sacramento. And so luckily, I forgot to leave that, I left that part out. But my mom, she had moved to Sacramento while I was in jail. So by the grace of God, she had got off drugs, and her and my little brother had moved to Sacramento. And so when I got out, I'm in Sacramento doing my parole program, and everything was going good with my parole program. But like I said, I had made connections with some friends that I had met in jail. So of course they was natives here, so they knew some real messy stuff, and I kind of got into it. But it was quick money and it was good money. And 5 minutes worth of work, you roll up on somebody, and then you got 5 or 10 stacks in your pocket. But God still was working with me. He had saved me all this time from all other stuff I did, but he still was working with me, and he was working with my mom. And so my mom, she was nosy. So she was going through my room. I still lived with her. I think I had one of my sons, and I still was living with her, and she had found some money in my room. And then she just came to me with like, I'm about to tear right now. She came to me, she had water in her eyes, and she was like, don't get yourself in trouble no more, Kurt. You know what I mean? And then so that just meant so much to me. I think that was really kind of like my start of my building my resilience. Because, you got this woman. This was a woman that I knew when she looked at me that she loved me. And most people can't say that about them. This was a lady that I knew that just actually loved me. It's just one of the persons that was there with me throughout like all my YA time. And she didn't owe me nothing, She didn't owe me nothing. It's just amazing how she was, and she was already struggling with her demons, but yet she put that aside and was still helping with mine. And so she was there when she could, you know, on visits and everything like that. It just meant so much to me that this lady would be so special. But like I said, if y'all just seen this look that this lady gave me, it's just, she passed away a few years ago, and I just owe her. I owe her. She didn't owe me nothing, you know. And so, with that being said, like I said, she found a few stacks in there. And she was like, "Kurt, I can't take that. Just don't do that." And then by me having my son, I didn't want to be like how my dad was and be saying, when I get this big, I'll be out. And so that my kids definitely changed my life, you know. And my kids can tell you right now, the way I look at my kids, all my kids know I love, excuse me, they know I love the shit out of them. I do anything for any of my kids, and they know it. Two of my sons is on here right now, and I love y'all, and y'all know that. But yeah, like I said, this was the start of my resilience. And she was just like the only person that, that knew me all the way. That go on my son's right there, 100%. Love you all the way. And so I had stopped loving money. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the problem was. Oh, let me get some. Hold on, my bad.
Wipe his face right quick. And y'all can wipe y'all's too in the process.
Oh,
I know y'all got that. Go ahead, brother.
I'm at one of my son's house, so I'm going through his stuff, so I have to go find me some notes and clean that. But that's what I think helped me a lot. I stopped loving money because we always hear like in rap songs that say more money, more problems, but that's false. It's loving the money. The Bible talks about it doesn't say, because we always got this old saying where it says money is the root of all evil. No, that's not true. It's the love of money that makes it evil. Money is good. We want to prosper. We want to have money. It's what you do with it. And it was just like, I was going out and just loving money and being stupid. But the main thing I can say, now God has put me on a path where I want to see, I can be in the background now. I don't have to be all flamboyant. And everybody know that RCA. When I be on here during the week, I don't have to be on here showing my face, or even when I deal with these different groups, I don't need that recognition. I just want results. And God has put me on a path where I'm trying to get results. That's why I'm working with my cousin. That's why I love how he has this group that we can go out and we can start dealing with returning citizens, and we can deal with the youth. My big thing was with the youth because that was my problem when I was young. I didn't have the extra program. And then by my father being in jail, my mama didn't have the extra money to take me to Great America and Six Flags. And I always talk about my cousin. Let's get something started with that, with the people. I know God got us here for a reason. Everybody that's here, we all here for a reason. And then we just need to do our purpose. And we need to hold on to something that's going to help us continue our resilience, to bounce back. And what it is for me, it's my kids now. Definitely my kids. And it's my mama's legacy. I still want to do something nice for her because I didn't get to buy her the house I wanted and do all that stuff like that. And it's just like, woman is just everything. You know what I mean? Sorry for my voice cracking up. It's just like, it's a lot. But definitely, I think our walk in life, what God wants us to do is create our own gospel. You got Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now it needs to be a Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Kurt. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Ricky. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Andrea. And I appreciate both of them for coming up with this group. It's just going to be real powerful, y'all. We got so much stuff in the works that we're going to be helping people. And it's not out of egos or anything like that. This is a real, genuine group. We're here out of love, and we're here to help you. And that's what it's about. That's what building resilience is. We want to be that family. We want to be able to look at people and let you know we really care about y'all. I get hella emotional. My kids tell you all the time when I sit down and talk to them because I don't want them to go down the same path. I told them, I already made the mistake. Listen to me sometimes. You don't have to do this shit. You don't have to go to jail. I already been in jail for. I can tell you how it is. It ain't nothing. You know what I mean? And I applaud my kids. I have no knucklehead. Nobody never talking back. So you know why? Because I respect my dudes. I call them Mr. I call them Sir. I treat them how I expect people to treat them or how they should be treated. My kids know I don't call them MX. I don't call them, get over here and do all that. And I think that's part of growing up, that you should teach your kids how to be respected as a man. And I try to do that to my kids. And that's why they know, like I say, they know their dad love the shit out of him. And that's just what it is. Once again, I just got to thank this group for being there to, like the mission says, to increase the economical, political, and social capital. And so I just got to thank my cousin Ricky Gaines for being that person to do that. And then also, I got to tell my cousin too, in closing, I'm going to say I want to thank my cousin that the devil was after you, bro. But you faster than him. He's coming after you with his Hellcat. But he don't know that you building a spaceship right now and you putting this on a different level. So he's not going to be able to catch you. You got a strong support system, and you got people that's behind you that's real dudes. And I love the shit out you, and you know that too. And let's get it done, bro. Let's get it done. Amen. Thank y'all.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kurt. That was amazing. I'm still teary-eyed here. But that's awesome because that's real talk, real truth, and he's aiming at the heart of what it is, right? It's piercing you because truth is power. So just let's give it up again for Curtis Morrison. We again appreciate everything you do, and again, love and support. Like I said before, it's all there and it's real. So thank you so much for that. So our next speaker is going to be Derek Eugene Larimore Sr. We call him Malik. He is a 68-year-old business owner, authored poet, and an actor. His two favorite sports are football and baseball. He was born in Oakland, California, and as a child, he liked to draw portraits, play pool, chess. He's always a dreamer, and his father was a lieutenant colonel in the Army, and he sadly passed away when he was 11 years old. He died while giving Malik a well-deserved spanking. After his death, though, Malik was never the same. He had to deal with his own anger. His dad was married to his mom, who had already had 7 children entering into the marriage. Now, his stepbrother, who was about 6 years older than him, never liked him and never liked his dad. So what he did is he attempted to molest Malik and Malik's younger sister. Another sad tale, right? So his anger does come from his fear of his brother. His brother came home from juvenile hall, and he was much bigger than Malik, and he couldn't understand why he was trying to bully him. His thought process is maybe he hated his father so much that he wanted to destroy his children. He got in trouble trying to prove his manhood, so he stayed in constant trouble all the time, never revealing that what his older brother was doing to him. His older brother threatened to kill his father if he told on him. His other siblings were nice to him, but he always wanted to be someone at some point of his life. He always thought, I need to be somebody. He got kicked out of school at a young age, later finding himself in prison for crimes that took 21 years from him. During his prison stay, he obtained an optician license, also some knowledge of electronics. He's always a good salesman in the field of products that needed to be sold. He started with Radio Shack, Tandy Corporation. He even worked with Cigna, which is the largest financial institution in the United States. While in prison, he did get his GED and did some college. After 20 years of prison, he came home, again, opened his own business in Vallejo, California, Malik's Fashion and Accessories. He believes you can achieve anything, but you first have to keep striving. And with that, let's welcome Malik.
Hi, how's everybody doing? Andrea, you said it all. Yes, I did come from a dysfunctional family. Dad being a lieutenant colonel in the military, Army graduate of West Point, also 5% Black, 4.0 at Stanford University. My dad was a ball player, baseball player, football. He liked it all the sports, but his main goal was being a violinist, playing his own concertos. I've never lived up to my dad's stature. Like I said, I came from a dysfunctional family. Being with my brother, hating my dad. I always thought life was supposed to be good. I always dreamed. I was a dreamer. And I always wanted to be the guy that protected everyone, you know. But at small stature at that time, I wasn't able to do that. And I had to think for everybody else. I always never wanted my family to be put out nowhere. My dad took care of my family before my mom's kids. It was like 7 of them and 4 of us. I was the oldest son to my dad, and my brother had a hate for him at the time. You know, I couldn't understand it. I was too young to understand, actually, to tell the truth. But I still succeeded. And this is what we talk about resiliency. We talk about being resilient. You know, to face the obstacles in life, even though they may not be the great things that, in your face as a young person. But I always believe that standing firm and standing strong. My thing, in order to be able to alleviate a lot of things that happened to me, I played a lot of sports. Everybody thought I was going to be the football player. Everybody thought I was going to be an Oakland A's football player because I was always into sports. I always liked it competing with myself, basically. I did them, but I ended up in prison because of my hate that I had for the life that I dealt with. Today, I'm a business owner. I'm a proud, actually, business owner. I own Malik's Fashions and Accessories, hoping to own a few other things since I just won my case in court against Amazon as a OSHA worker, safety worker. I'm not telling you the amount because you'd be wanting more. But like I said, I was, always a person that liked good. Even when in prison, lieutenants, officers just tell me, "Why are you here?" And I said, "For breaking the law." Obviously, I've done everything, that I can't say I've done everything because I have so many things else that I want to do. At the age of 68 years old, God has blessed me with good health. I have my granddaughters, Aaliyah and Aaliyah and Hazel. One's 14, the other's 12. And my youngest grandson is King. My youngest son's son, my grandson. But I think my motivation and things that I wanted to do was because I always believe that life is really better. It can be better, but you have to stay on that straight and narrow path. But I didn't, obviously, because I went to prison. I spent a total of 22 years in prison and those years on parole. Am I successful? Well, I'm still working on it. My life right now today, I think I've put more people before me. My mom used to say, "Good time, Charlie. This guy, he always wants to buy his friendship. He always wants to do more for others than himself." I've never been a selfish person. A lot of you people out there in the world, you see pimps, hustlers, and all this and that as being someone. I've been everything, like my friend Todd Shaw, Too Short, they rap about. I've been all those things, but really, I exploited people because I wanted to have some kind of control of my life. I wanted to have control. I wanted people to look up to me. And that's why I indulged in a lot of things I did. I'm not appreciative to what I've done, but I am appreciative to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for making it possible that I'm still living to talk about it. Getting a business is not easy. No, it's not at all. Are you going to deal with jealousy? Yes, you are. Envy, mainly. Not jealousy is a word that a person is too lazy to do something, but envy is mean I can't do what you do, so I hate you. I dislike you. I've never been like that. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I just never hated anyone. I've never been jealous of anyone. And I know that with hard work, you can be whatever you want to be, But I'm so happy that I met Ricky Gaines in prison because I'm a writer, also published poet, director, actor. It's a lot of things I've done, and I'm still working on some more things. Like I said, I'm so happy that I met Rick in prison, to see him do the things that I always wanted to do. This guy is a publisher, writer. This guy is like who's who in America, okay? And I ain't gonna just say it right. I'm saying all over. And with his backbone, Andrea, they have really achieved a goal that is a lot of work. And people don't think it's hard to be on that straight and narrow path, And it is. I know he knows. But my main life is focusing on the future. I may not be here in the future with you, but I came out of the Panther Party, 10-point platform. And a lot of people talk about a lot of things. I was there. I was one of the people with Huey P., David Hiller, Elaine Brown, Angela Davis, Erica, and there are so many people that I was allowed to meet as a young man. I sung in singing groups and all kind of things. I've done things with the energy that I had to get to where I'm at right now. Professional salesman. Hey, with Cigna, large diversified financial institution in the U.S. I was California State Insurance Agent with Equitable. Also with Cigna. I've done a lot of things, but I think my main goal is staying alive long enough to see them take fruition and see my people. And when I say my people, I'm Sicilian and Black. So obviously people of color, make it in this world and get the same opportunities as everybody else. I don't ask for a favor. All I ask for is let me start at the same starting line as you guys did. And you know who I'm talking about. I am so blessed to know these people, these young people. I may not be here, but I know you guys will keep going on and striving for good because that's all it is good. God says, be still long enough to let me work. And we have to. I am so blessed to even be a part of this organization, RCA, Returning Citizens of Association, as the ambassador. Wow, that's like a very diplomatic position. And I humble myself to that. My friends like Denise, Andrea, all the people and Rick that have been there for me when I didn't think anybody was there for me. But I really appreciate you guys. And I just say, keep moving forward. And I know you're going to hesitate, but just keep moving forward. And remember, this organization here is worth investing into because you're investing in yourself and your children and your grandchildren and so on. What I'm saying to you is that it's just such a blessing to even be a part of anything. Humble yourselves. We don't have everything yet, but I know my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, is working on it. And if you be still long enough, he'll make it happen for you. I told Rick I didn't want to talk really a long time, because I am a loquacious person, a talkative person, and being a reader, a bibliophile of books, I hope to write something before I leave this planet, Earth, that will be enduring to you all. I love you guys, and whether you like it or not, don't see me as being that great guy. I'm not. I've been a bad person, but I have been forgiven by my Lord Jesus Christ. He paid my bond. He paid my ransom to be a better person. I love you guys. And that's really all I can really say. Also, I'm all located at 1624 Fairgrounds Drive, Suite C and D, Vallejo, California, 94589. Come by, buy some things. And you don't really got to buy. Just come by and see me. And I'll give you something free if that's what you want. Life is not always about getting things. It's about giving. Rick, I love you. Andrea, I love you guys. So your hard work and what you guys do. People don't know how hard it is. But hopefully they'll respect it. You know, and let's keep it moving on. I always say like this, I'm a Panther Party member. I say power to the people. You guys, and God bless you. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
I mean, thank you, Malik. I'm so sorry. I was going to say that, Malik, we appreciate your words. We appreciate everything you say. And Malik is actually our family member. Before returning Citizens Association, Malik was considered a part of the family. Ricky and Malik go way, way back. And, he's always been a really down-to-earth, honest, and solid person. So you can count on him to be himself, and nothing else. So we appreciate your words. We appreciate you sharing your story. I know can be very intimidating to be vulnerable and share your story about molestation. Men don't normally talk about that, so for you to be honest on here and share that with us, that's a lot of where your anger came from. We really appreciate that. So thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and pass that to Ricky.
Yes, thank you, Andrea. And thank you for mentioning that, because that can get lost in the shuffle, but that's huge. That's huge. And that's why we talk about mental health awareness. And soon we'll be able to provide access to those resources. We had a mental health professional with us, but unfortunately she passed away. So we're in search of a new one, so that when these things come up, we can definitely direct you to the path. Brother Malik, thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man. And Kurt, bro, you left me speechless. So, it's hard to get me speechless, right? But I just want to say something about Cousin Kurt, right? So Cousin Kurt went to YA when he was a teenager, and Cousin Kurt never, ever, 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 ever went back to jail or prison. And I didn't know it was that talk. I thought it was YA, y'all. But just today, I just found out it was that talk from my auntie. Say, man, it brings tears to my eyes thinking about her and thinking of that moment. And we all need those moments. We all need those moments. Sometimes it's our mothers, sometimes our wives, sometimes our children. So I just want to mention that. I don't want us to miss that the brother learned something, and he haven't been back to that situation for 30-something years. And not only that, he was able to extend that to his children. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But this next gentleman, Andrea gonna bring him up, but this next gentleman is a guy that I watched in my younger days. And I tried to emulate him, because he was about that stuff that we all like. What Kurt said. Kurt said, it's okay to have the money, but don't fall in love with it. It's for the love of money, y'all. Y'all know what we was about. Until we get a little older and we get a little experience behind us, we understand that it's not about that. Like, once we're about the right stuff, man, that stuff start falling out the air to us. I tell my people it's gold dust in the air. You hear me? Drea, go ahead. Let's go.
So our next speaker and our final speaker is Ramon Day. So Ramon Day does serve as a project director for Returning Citizens Association. He was incarcerated for about 7 years, off and on for a 7-year period, in and out. In 2012, it was a pivotal moment for Ramon that led him to take accountability and devise a plan to, like Ricky says, when we're reducing the recidivism rate, never to return. And that's his story. He never returned. So Ramon has been married for 20 years. He has 2 children and 1 grandkid. As a seasoned professional with a wealth of experience in an ever-revolving world of tech, he has a career spanning over decades in his professionalism. That just can't be denied. As a project director, he is solid, I could say. He has an unwavering dedication and a heart full of compassion. He is a reliable force behind all of our events. You know, rain or shine, we can always count on Ramon to show up with a smile, be prepared. Like I said, his professionalism is real. And he has a willingness to lend a helping hand, whether it's organizing events or assisting with fundraisers or simply just offering a supportive presence, like just being present at an event or an organization that we're having. Ramon is dependable. He's a dependable pillar that we can always rely on. His commitment to making a positive impact in the community makes him an invaluable asset and a true inspiration to all of us. We greatly appreciate you. I can't say it enough. Thank you for all your support as well. So I'm going to now introduce Ramon Day.
Wow, that was quite the introduction. So appreciate it. Hello, RCA. Man, glad to be here. Glad to speak tonight. Glad to speak on an issue that probably all of us be taking for granted, because we didn't normalize it so much, which is normalizing mental health. You know, from some of the things the first brother shared with your brother Kurt to Malik, you know, we see things and we just kind of think that that's how it's supposed to be. The way I want to timeline the information I'm about to share is I would categorize it up under, I'm a huge hip hop head. So a lot of times I listen to certain music and I can quote things from it and what I get from it. But this one will go from one of the greatest. And it was Tupac saying, you know, who thought in elementary we see the penitentiary? You know, because as a child, that ain't something you're thinking about. When you're playing on the monkey bars and chasing the girls to play tag, that's the last thing you're thinking about. You just think about being a youth. So, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna give y'all the timeline from childhood, you know, all the way to adulthood in a timely fashion. And basically, I wasn't born on the West Coast. I was East Coast born and West Coast raised by my moms and my pops. Ended up moving to the Bay Area probably when I was about 6 or 7, something like that. For early childhood, like example of normalizing shit as a childhood. So my mom and pops would get into it when I was in out there, because I'm from York, Pennsylvania, and I mean, they were getting some hell of a swab, man, like some knocked down, dragged down shit. And I'm seeing this shit as a kid. And the cold part about it, though, is my mama really could handle her business, though, you know? So she could take a couple, so the shit had to go a little longer. But the crazy part about it was, so you would witness something this as a child, and then after knockdown, drag out, you see 2 people back in there making love and shit. Like, this is the weirdest shit. Like, my mind couldn't comprehend that. And, you know, they got to be, I guess, a lot more frequent. And so rather than have us growing up thinking that we supposed to beat women's ass all the time, my mom's moved us out here to the West Coast with her side of the family. And from that point on, it was different because, you know, my dad, he was cool. He would talk to, he was a very smart man. Him and my mom met because he was in the Air Force stationed out here in California. They met at the club down there. You know, they had a whole bunch of clubs in Pittsburgh at that time when they were stationed at Camp Stoneman and shit. You know, they both took a liking, you know, yada, yada, that, and this, that, and the other. And so, yeah, we had to end up coming back to, well, we came to California, we was born up here. And ended up moving with my grandma who stayed on 3rd Street, Pittsburgh. And so, anyway, just to back it up really quick. So when they came and got us from the airport in Oakland, or it may have been Frisco, because I'm not even sure. But the thing about it is, so they end up taking a wrong turn. And, you know, I got a piece of the pimping in my life real early because they end up turning. It had to be San Pablo, because it was heavy there, or it was East 14th. But whatever the case was, I seen these fine ass women, you know, in negligees, but I seen some players sitting next to them, and they was clean, you know, and it was just like, whoa. And so that was like my introduction to thinking, like, even at that little bitty age, like, damn, maybe I want to be a pimp. You know, I want to get some pimping in my life or something. But no, so we get to Pittsburgh. I get introduced to my grandmama and my mama's side of the family. And it was definitely different. My grandmama and them had a garden in their front yard, like a whole garden. And actually, I found that to be amazing, to be honest with you, because we didn't have that back there. Like, we used to just go to the store and buy our stuff like that. But to see them maintain a garden, and then, you know, my granddaddy get out there and tell me about it. I mean, they had a big yard. We didn't have a big yard in York. Fruit trees, like everything. And then, like, my granddad, he was already a hustler. You know, he taught me about the dice. And then, you know, he'd take me to run errands and stuff and pay me, you know, and shit like that. But it was too many people in that house. And so what happens is I was kind of mischievous from day one, though. So, you know, I kind of like end up accidentally set my grandmama garbage can on fire. So I think I was wearing out our welcome quick. So it rushed up our thing to get a house of our own. And we ended up going to West Street, 752 West 6th Street, man. And then back then, like, all the family stayed around each other too. So, you know, you got to see a lot. I had a cousin, Hope. Always gave all the parties, you know, close-knit thing and all that. But what happens is, so when we move over there, my mama get on AFDC. We're a product of welfare, you know, food stamps, all that shit. Got to go to the store, get the groceries. Niggas gonna laugh at you and shit and all that. But by doing this, so my mama would send me, you know, she would get her check first 15. On the first, I would pay the main bill. She would send me with a list, with a budget list to the store to get the check cash. I go to the store, I get the check cash. On the check, it's PG&E this much, Wolf and York this much, Tom's Market this much, like half the check already gone. And I can't stand going to do this shit because all the other kids getting to play, you know, and I got to go do this shit. But I didn't get to complain, because if I did, I'd get my ass whipped, even if I made the wrong face. So I just went on, accepted my chores and did what I did. In that process, we get to going to school. I got to wear all my cousin hand-me-downs, which is still, I get all my cousin clothes and Judy's clothes and shit. So I never really was a fresh nigga or none of that. You know, my first bike that I ever had, I built it out Dell garage from all his scraps that he didn't want. Thank God for Dell, because I had something though. But you know, man, all good days, aside the point, but like really, like, we just didn't have no bread. So I started learning little hustling ways of my own, you know, start kind of like buying stuff. And then, like, my mama bought me some fresh shoes of what I thought was fresh. Went to school, the niggas clowned me. They was Kmart's. I thought I was fresh to death, but they was Kmart's. And you know, Kmart like Walmart shit right now. So, you know, I still got roasted and all, man, So now I'm going down to the docks, helping people with their boats, you know, helping people drive in their boats. I'm doing other little odd stuff, little labor jobs, you know, just trying to make some extra change because I know how to put some money up because my mama didn't show me that part. And so, you know, I gradually started getting it together and started saving my funds, getting me a paper route downtown on A Street by the Boys Club, you dig? And man, when I get the paper route, now I can save up for some Converse. So now I don't get to get laughed at no more. When I come through with the Converse, I even gain a few friends and all that. You know, it's good. But it's also doing, when we stand downtown, it's getting close to like redevelopment time and all that. So that's when you got the, they pay you to move. And so what happens is my mom, she's riding scooters and stuff all the time and end up getting in a bad accident. And we end up moving to, well, first we got interviewed for El Pueblo. And we got, when they took us to the hood, I was like, ooh, it's fishes out here. And I'm thinking, man, it's going to be rough, but if this is it, this is it. But a couple more places come up and we end up going to Woods Manor. They call it 850 out there now. And so what happens in 850 is I look at that shit and I say, oh, it's paradise. Because shit, downtown, man, our sink didn't work. The basement was full of water. Like, it was rough. You know, we had to hop over the fence over the Tina Nolan, them grandmama house, still ate fruit. There was some time when it wasn't nothing to eat, you know. But when we get to Woods Manor, man, shit, I mean, it actually got better because what happens is with my mama being in an accident and being hurt and kind of like having a disability, we end up getting a car and all that. So I end up being able to drive at like a very early age. Like I had license at 14. And then I end up getting a job at McDonald's, you know, all that other shit. And just learning the importance of responsibility as well as being structured, because she didn't play still though. Whether she could walk or not, she'll be on your ass. And so now, you know, I get the responsibility of driving to McDonald's, because McDonald's is in Concord, and still just taking care of the house and going to school, and also get to drive to school and shit. So, you know, my chick game got heavy, you know, and stuff like that. But then I also started smoking weed though. Yeah, started smoking pot. And so what happens now is like, even though I'm pretty good at putting money up. Like I never strive to be the richest nigga. I just didn't never want to be the brokest nigga. So I put my money up, but I started smoking weed and shit. And so what happens is I just got this great idea that I can smoke weed for free if I buy it. And then I just sell it. So now, you know, that's normalizing some shit that don't need to be done again. And so I'm selling weed at school and shit, get money, little change and shit, but the shit grows and grows and grows. Leave McDonald's, find a job in Pittsburgh, because I constantly work. Like I've always had a job. From my first job, I've always worked. And I always liked the idea of working. Like it didn't bother me really. But you know, you could be doing good and all that, but if it's a way for you to make a couple extra dollars, especially back then, it was gonna take that chance, especially if it didn't seem like one. But selling weed wasn't shit. Like, ain't nobody really taking that like a big crime, or at least it wasn't to us. It was so normalized, it was like, okay, whatever. And so boom, get to graduating, and about the 12th grade, man. About the 12th grade, you know, because I'm still working, but like I'm playing the streets a little bit more heavy now too, though. Like just being in a party and shit. Always going to clubs with my cousin and shit. And got introduced to the powder, you know. And then just hearing about the rock game, and then going through the hood, because most of the niggas that I was selling weed to was the niggas that was selling the coke. So then, you get introduced to that shit. And now it's really on because the type of money you make from selling weed, the culture is just way, way different. Especially if you kind of got, your foot in the door and you know how to, spit that shit, and talk that game. And man, shit, I hit the porch running. It was on. And like I think I stated this before, like, all you see is the money. All you see is the money. You don't see the path ahead of you. You don't see bail. You don't see abandonment of your family, your mother. Just the way this thing turns out in the end. I don't give a fuck how good you plan shit. In the end, especially if it's a hater or just some people that just don't feel like you deserve what you got, because you work hard to do that shit too to be successful at it. It's all a job at the end of the day. End up catching my case. My first 2 cases, I beat them because I wasn't scared to go in the box with 12. First one I got off light, then the second one I just beat them. Had a bad attorney though. She was a woman. And that's when I learned the value of how you say things. Because I basically beat that case by being coached about what to say and how to say it. And so, but if you keep beating, then you keep going. And then I caught another case. In that case, I couldn't get out of. And I ended up getting 5-4. My wife and my wife to be now, who's Lisa, thank God for her, but always standing by my side. Saying goodbye to her with like a 2-year-old child. In the courtroom, and then not having no idea. Because keep in mind, like, I ain't fuck with juvenile hall. I ain't made none of that. I ain't been in none of the Gladiator, the Byron, or none of that. I'm going to SQ, and I ain't got a clue. So, when you get there, man, you talking about going back to 12 BC. Man, your showers ain't working. The ones that do, they flood, they get up to your ankles. The water look dirty, you see some shit crawling, and you got 2 minutes to do all this. And when they tell you to go eat, you got 2 minutes to eat. The chow hall, people looking at you while you talking, especially when you the new dude. Because while you talking, they just know how much time you got, so they gonna wait till you get up and say, "Can I have your cornbread?" Man, it's vicious, man. Like, you get 1 blanket to sleep in a brick building by a wall. I'm anemic. This is very much cruel and unusual punishment. But who thought in elementary that I see the penitentiary? You see how powerful that shit is? Hey, man, when you in there, when you in that hell, when you see people guarding your life with AK-47s, when you see a motherfucker climb all the way from tier 1 all the way up to tier 5 like you got 8 in them, and people holler all night, and if niggas ain't hollering, they rapping. And my first introduction to the state prison is bend over, spread them, cough. I don't want no job like that. I don't want no job where I got to look in your ass. But then as soon as you get to the receiving, somebody gets stabbed, right? This is my first day. I ain't even never talked about none of this shit before, man. This just shit that you just kept in all this time. Hell, if it wasn't for returning citizens and getting with Rick and just wanting to like do some of the work, because I just see his motivation, man. His motivation made me motivated to just like, bro, if it's anything I could do at any given time, let me know. It's something I probably would have done myself, but for me, I always got to hit the brakes running. So once I got paroled, I end up, you know, I went back a couple more times. And then I think it was the one other time when I actually started getting my shit together and saying like what this shit is doing, not only to my family, but to me as well, because it really ain't me, but I just keep having extreme bad luck. I want to chalk it up to bad luck when really it was just bad decisions. You know, when we get older and mature, we could be honest with ourselves. You know, yeah, just bad decisions, man, and not really placing a value on what freedom actually means, but not only what freedom means, but what my present means to the people around me from the energy that I get to other people, you know, not even knowing that. And so I ended up getting a job at Kaiser, man, through the blessings of my cousin, whose hand-me-downs I used to wear. Nigga always looking out for me every time. You know what I'm saying? He done clothed me, he done gave me transportation, and now he gave me some employment. And look out, because I ain't playing neither. And so, yeah, I ended up working at Kaiser. I ended up working at the Kaiser in Walnut Creek, but I worked at a different division than them. And then my cousin even came up with the idea. He was like, look, bro, we're going to be too old in a minute to keep slanging fucking mops. Let's go get another trade. Boom. We go to open, sign up for sterile processing, which is sterilizing instruments for surgery, for doctors and shit like that. I mean, it could be dental or whatever, like, but that's what it is, sterilization of instruments. And so I end up going to the school right over there on East 14th to had a teacher named Mr. Peoples, taught the trade to us. He seen that I actually could do the stuff, but I didn't really put a lot of effort into it. So when it came time for him to hand out our certificates of graduation, he gonna pull me to the side and say, yeah, Dave, you passed with a C, but I know you got an A or B in you, so I ain't giving you your certificate. And I got a bottle of Hennessy waiting on him so I can graduate. And I tell him, he say, well, you can keep it because you're going to take this test over. But I know you can do better. Dealt and them laugh at me and shit. Anyway, long story short, I did the test over. I gave my A minus. He give me my certificate. We in the game, go back to Kaiser. When you're doing it back then, they didn't have the school like it is now. It's kind of set up really nice for how they got it right now, because you can go straight to your internship. When I was going, you had to kind of hustle for your internship, but luckily I was already locked in for the hospital, so they came rather quickly. And so I worked at the Kaiser facility for about 10 years. 10 years, and then made another bad decision. You know, because at the end of the day, I would like to say it was behind snitching, behind niggas being a bitch. But at the end of the day, I still made the bad decision to deal with the bitch. So, you know, with that being said, and then, so at this time, and working at Kaiser for 10 years, I done went from parolee to property owner. Me and my wife is putting our signatures on 2 and 3 properties. She's in the healthcare industry as well. She's good. She's an advice nurse, and also she's an esthetician as well. And so together, you know, we making some nice moves, and we like the dynamic duo. And one bad decision, man, changed all that shit, man. And I'm talking about like my kids. My kids is the world to me. I take great pride in being a father. We had just had another little one. I had Ramon Jr. already, you know, roughed up going through football, taking care of all his business. and looking forward to when he graduate. Bless him, with the, all the shit that you do as a dad, man, because the shit that I didn't get to do because I didn't have no dad. So it was definitely important for me to be there for my children. I wanted my children to live in a 2-parent household. Me and my wife ain't always seen eye to eye, but we always kept the bigger picture in our heart. And man, honestly, like, as she gave up on me, I probably wouldn't have shit right now, because with the bullshit case, I came home angry. I came home angry, man, and I'm really, really just now getting some of the anger out, thanks to Rick, and even realizing, like, Rick, the one made me realize that I was a returning citizen, because I had got so far past that, because I refuse to be denied, especially when somebody took some shit from me. Like, I got to get my shit back. I got to get my shit back. I can't, and I'm not going to use excuses. Oh, no, Whitey did this. Man, hell of those was, no. I went to all the hospitals. Some of my niggas had plugs from me from inside the federal prison who sent me to the hospitals in the city and got interviewed. And then they still said no at the end. But I kept pushing. Came home to a little beat up Mazda. Pushed that motherfucker to the city limits till it just blew up. Chasing jobs, working, making sure that I got to have my end, for my wife, because it's a strain on her, and I don't want to see her strain, because that's the queen, We're supposed to make sure they lit. And it was, man, it was hard, but I stayed focused, man. And then I stayed like the structure. No, okay, well, I can't have this right now. I got to put this to the side. Right now, it's just grind. I got to get my relationship back with my children. My little one, he was the little man playing hoop when I left. He had 2 surgeries while I was gone, locked up in prison. I mean, you talk about feeling useless. Nothing like that, man. Nothing like, your wife calling you on the emergency line, telling you your boy they got 2 brain surgeries, yada, yada, yada. I just get to do the praying. I ain't there to console her, tell her you going home, I'm gonna stay here tonight. You know what I mean? Luckily, I raised warriors, though. Sometimes my wife thought my parenting skills was unorthodox only because I was truthful. Like, I never shied from the truth with my children. You get the raw and uncut, because when you don't lie to them, they're not as curious. And I don't know, I'm probably superseding my time, man. So yeah.
Bro, you good, bro.
Yeah, you real good, bro.
Oh,
I enjoy it.
And then, man, like, I ain't even ever talked to my wife about prison to this day. That ain't no shit that, and the funny thing about it is, when you get in front of some people that, they've been there and shit, yeah, what's up, nigga? Pen on it. And y'all shout your but like nothing long, but like, I never talked about prison. Like, that ain't really no topic. That ain't like my proudest moment in my life. My proudest moment is being free and watching people grow. And even like when I had people around me, the little team that I had, like all them niggas, they know about credit, they own houses, they take care of their kids. I wasn't teaching niggas that bullshit that niggas was telling us. I kept it 100, man, with them, and because I was always the type of person that I don't want to eat a steak while the rest of the niggas around me eat beans. Never was like that. Always was a dude that shared the wealth and all that. It breed less jealousy. So yeah. Again, man. We thought in elementary, I see the penitentiary. you know. But it's behind me now. I'm just looking straight forward. You know, me and my wife, we talk about insurance, term life insurance, and shit like that, like shit that really matter now. You know, saving something up for the grandbaby, flying her out or going to see her at a little ballet show and stuff like that. Those are the things that's really important, man. And I'm gonna end it with that, man. And I'm sorry if I took too long. I know I probably left some stuff out too, Rick, but you know, I was just kind of like into the flow, bro.
Brother, you did just perfect, man.
And I appreciate everybody who tapped in, man. It mean everything. Thank you.
Man, this brother right here, a hometown hero of mine for a long time. You know, I didn't see your mistakes as bad. You know, the fellas told me that when I got to prison, they say, this is an extension of the game. Warped thinking. So guess what I did? Game on. Let's go. For another probably 10 years, craziness. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate your candor. And yeah, you left some stuff out. Definitely left some stuff out. But there'll be another time. Act 5, y'all. What y'all think about Act 5? Are we going to open it up here to questions and comments and concerns? And what y'all think about Return to Citizen Association? These fellas are, we have one ambassador here, but these are project directors. These guys take care of business every single day. Nobody got to tell them what to do. And Kurt been doing it for 30-some years. Ramon been doing it for over a decade. And did it before over a decade, right? Yeah. You have a question or a comment or something like that, unmute yourself. If somebody else is talking, just go next. Dre, you got anything to say before we open it up?
I just wanted to say to Ramon that thank you for sharing, and also, you know, the recidivism rate, how important that is. You know, I hear you say you went out, you went back in, you went out, you went back in, and that's the way the system is designed. I mean, thankfully, you weren't an old man coming home, you know, where people get stuck in the system and they don't get out, you know, because it's designed for you to fail. So I just want to commemorate you on that, being able to have that foresight. You know, I'm sure your wife played a big part in that as well. You know, you'd get your shit together, you know, and not go back, and you didn't. So I'm proud of you with that, and I just want to commemorate you with that one.
Great point, Andrea. Great point, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that's one of our goals. One of our goals at Return to Citizen Association, as Kurt mentioned the mission statement, one of our goals is to decrease the recidivism rate. And why that's so important, because like Ramon said, we don't get help in there. So most times we come out angry, bitter, determined to take back over the block that we had, all of that stuff, right? So the recidivism rate is freaking super high in California and throughout the United States. So that's a goal of ours. And the goal is to create opportunities where we can increase our economic, political, and social capital. Go ahead. Thank you, Dre. Thank you for being here.
I really, truly enjoyed everyone. Everyone was so awesome. Awesome. I learned so much today to empower me, to help me with my endeavors and goals in life. But as Malik was speaking, I thought about, you know, I'm from Vallejo, and it would be nice if we could connect. I do come there at least once a month. And I don't know how large his place is, but it'd be so nice if we could get a group of young men together and do a mini workshop. Sister.
I promise we're gonna make that happen.
All right, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Is that where he's his shop? Don't he sell suits there, Freddie?
Yes, sir. Okay. He said the address on here.
Yeah, I heard the address.
And Denise is right there, so Denise got her hand up.
I'll definitely, and I'll go out there and I'll spend bread with him.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that'd be great, Kurt. We need to go and meet up with them, okay? Plan something.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Go ahead, Denise.
I wanted to say thank you to everyone. All of you guys shared was so passionate. And working with you, Kurt, has been really beautiful working as a mentor with you. So hearing your story was very powerful for me, the other side too. And Ramon, such a deep, passionate story. Definitely make a movie. But I see you guys have gone through so much and have been so resilient. Sorry if you hear the burning in the background. I'm trying to cook. But thanks for your stories, and I appreciate everything and all the work you guys have done, because you, Ricky, Andrea, all you guys, Kurt, you guys have really put the footwork in. Your whole team. But before I came around, you really have a team that's working hard for you. And Nina, Marcus, you guys have been there. So just salute to y'all.
And thank you, Denise. Salutes to you. Denise is hardcore, okay?
Right.
Right now. She's going to talk about she's shy, but don't give her a microphone, because then she's going to talk about her comrades and solar dad.
Raw and uncut.
Come on. So we love Denise. Thank you. We just want to let you know we love you too.
Oh, thanks.
I want to say, yeah, Denise, we love you, girl. You put in your work too. Shit. I remember when we was getting ready for that first event, and all the takes and stuff we had to do to make our little infomercials. But you guys, I want to say, y'all know I'm a crier. Kurt made me cry the first minute when he said he wanted to pray and giving shouts out to the women, because we don't get recognized enough. So I really appreciate that, Kurt. I really do. And Ramon, your story is real, but you got some humor in it. You had me dying laughing. It was a great, great story, and it gave me introspect on what you guys were going through when somebody's in the pen, and you guys are giving me inspiration that I'm writing a book about it as I speak now. Prison, outside perspective. That's gonna be the title, but you guys giving me all the ammunition I need to write, to inspiration to write this book. So that's my goal. But and Malik, you were awesome too. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. It's you never know what people go through unless you walk in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was good. And I always say this because I did a little time in jail. I haven't been to the pen, but you meet the best people in prison and in jail. You do. Great people. I done met lawyers, doctors. It don't matter. People make mistakes, but you always got to give them a second chance, is what I want to say. You guys are great. And Ricky, man, I'm like Ramon. I see your vision. That's why when you asked, did I want to be a part of it? Hell yes. I see the vision. I see it, and it's all coming together now. And they say behind every great man there's a great woman. So Andrea, man, you a ride or die. A ride or die.
Died 1,000 deaths. Give me some more.
How y'all doing?
So awesome.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, how y'all doing? I've been on the move, on my way to my little niece. She turned 7, so I was in the car trying to get down here.
Happy birthday!
Yeah. But yes, I definitely didn't miss a beat. You know what I mean? I was listening to what was going on, and it's just that us being able to have the strength to be able to tell our stories, no matter what anybody else is thinking, because it's like the sister said, you don't know what nobody have been through, and it gives us the strength to make those choices. Like Ramon said, when you're in a game, we always saying that somebody else's reason why where we're at, but it's also about the choices that we made that got us to where that put us in those situations, and that comes with the maturity of the things that we done been through in life, which is God didn't grant us to be able to make it this far. and just to be able to see the wisdom that's going on. But old Kurt, old crybaby over there, had me in tears too. I said, this Negro. He looking like the preacher up there. I said, all right, he was dressed.
I apologize, y'all.
It wasn't no bad thing. It was a great thing. Because
man, you better not apologize.
No, I was trying to get through it though. It threw me where I couldn't get everything out, but
yeah. Well, no, it was genuine. That's the thing about our organization. Everything that we do is genuine. You know what I mean? And we don't have no gripes about how we bring it to the table. You know what I mean? Everybody at the table, understand me? We rocking with you no matter what. You know what I mean? Like Andrea say, you the backbone. You know, when Kurt gets to talking, understand me? And he definitely listens. You know what I mean? And I was just like with Ramon, you know what I mean? It just brought me back to understand me the choices I had made in my life and where we at today. And I can be able to smile at both of us and say, okay, we doing all right. You know what I mean? You know, and it's not to measure with nobody else. It's us measuring with ourselves. It's like, okay, I know I can do better, but just certain things I'm not going to do no more to make sure it's better. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what that is. And then we come to a point in our life where as though we start caring about everybody else. You know what I mean? It's like we've been in that game. You can't be caring about nothing, you know, but then when you have a soldier like bro been married a long time. I've been married 27 years. I know damn well if it wasn't for the wife, I wasn't going to make it. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. You know, man, I try to do my best and I thank her every day. She say, yeah, right. Yeah. Everybody has choices. I'm like, yeah, but that ain't how it goes. It's like we need a reason, and if they give us the reason to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Even though I got it in me, but we need a reason because we naturally, you're selfish. You know what I mean? We're going to do what we want to do, how we want to do it. You know, and it gives us the fortitude now to just sit back and be able to look at the grandkids and be like hanging out with them and just enjoying life. You know what I mean? I got 14 of them. I try to make sure I get a chance to see them all the time. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is about us now. You know what I mean? And as we have our circle, we get to have these conversations where as though we get to release and then we get to jump back on this horse and do what we got to do. You know, and that's the thing about RCA for me, the mental health aspect, because most of us as being Black men, you know what I mean, we think all that's weak, but it really is a problem. You know what I mean? Because if you don't deal with it, you're going to turn it to something else. You know what I mean? You're going to take it to outside your house. It might be the bottle. It's like me, bro. I did 10 years, but for sure I came home, bro, I caught 3 DUIs in a row. My wife was livid. I'm going back to the pen for a DUI. And next thing you know, I lost one house. I didn't put the wife in a cold situation. Now I got to get home and fix all the stuff that I said I wasn't going to do, and I did it anyway. But I ain't drunk and driving about 15 years. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem picking up that bottle and having a conversation with myself. You know what I mean? But I do it at home. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it. But it's like us, RCA has allowed us to be able to deal with those demons and say it's okay, man. You know what I mean? We all have slipped and fell, but at the same time, we're going to hold each other up. And that's what it's been doing for me. And my wife has seen the change in me as far as just having, just the way I look at things in life. You know what I mean? And if I got somebody to bring to the table, I got a table to bring it to, you know? And that's the beauty about it. And just like you say, when we seen Rick, he's younger than us. And we like with RCA, we see split, we know him. And we respect this young cat. You know what I mean? It's like that's the only reason we here. Other than that, you know, because Mon funny acting for sure. He been like that since we was kids. You know what I mean? He don't just mess with anybody. You know what I mean? And when I seen him, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the spot to be at. You know what I mean? And I'm rocking with Brody. You know what I mean? And this is where we at. And I want to say thank you, and all y'all done an amazing job. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. And for sure, the sisters we got on our team, understand me, they priceless. You know what I mean? And that's what it is for me.
Thank you, bro. Let me just say this. I see a couple hands up. Let me say this. You don't know how powerful and how grateful and how humble it is for me to have you men around me. Men. And if you wives don't know, these guys, they turn into something else, right? And they be talking about being a citizen. Right? Literally, we talk about being a citizen and not just talking about it, but living it. You don't know how grateful and how powerful and how cultural changing it's going to be. And it's been already. So I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. But I promise we just getting started. Go ahead, Jesse.
All right. I like to say it was an excellent event today. And if I had a hat on, I would tip my hat to the brothers that were speaking today, because in my journey was trying to create this pathway to citizenship, they're on the trajectory and the path that I'm trying to get on. I want to be able to say it's been 15, 20, 30 years. So them are my guidelines on creating this pathway. And we're going to do it as one, as a whole.
Thank you, sir. And I gotta just highlight the significance of why we do online events. Why it's not always in person. Jesse, project director, Southern California division. He's in Los Angeles, right? We may be a couple states away, but we still tapped in, right? And that's the beauty of this technology. And we want to use this technology, harness this technology to help our people, help our families, strengthen our families, empower our communities, and prioritize mental health. I think all three of you fellas did today. I see you. Go ahead, bro. Peace and prosperity. And Miss Lisa, hello, sister. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you. I just want to tell you guys, I am an original OG wife. Ricky could say it, Marcus could say it. All y'all know, I done been with this knucklehead from day one. So I know the struggle it is to be a wife. And you know too, how it is to be a wife to a returning citizen. It's hard for us too. We do the time, y'all I'll talk shit. When you ain't in here, you ain't doing this. Oh yes, we do. We do it all the time. We do when you come home, we still doing it. Because we still got to do with that after effect. And I'm just now finding out this knucklehead has an after effect. I'm just thinking that's really him. But yeah, I'm just so proud of Ricky that he got him involved in something that he is truly passionate about, because he talks about that word prison a lot, and it's not a good thing. He hates it. I hate it for him. But you know, when you love that money, that's where it gets you. But now he's on a different path, and he's doing things that I never thought he would do. He's home. No, go away, get away, do something. All the things that I wanted from him 10 years ago, he giving it to me now. And I'm like, do you have friends? Where are your friends? He don't have none. He don't even care about friends. All he wants is Home Depot, the VA, and his wife. That's it. That's all. Damn near sometimes he be like, fuck them kids. But at the end of the day, I just love this man so much. I know he think I give him a hard time, which I do, but I got to keep him on his toes. You know, I got to keep him on his toes. I got to keep him on his toes. And sometimes I got to pull that little leash and keep his ass on his toes. But Ricky, you know we love you. I've been loving you since you was a little boy.
Okay, that's enough of loving Ricky now. You just sit about me.
Little boy, and I'm so proud of you, and I love how your energy is. You be so juice. You be so juice. Look at you, you juice right now. But I'm so proud of you. And Marcus, Marcus, we go back. You know we go back. But yeah, I'm so glad you got this going, because some men need this. They need to just talk about it. They need to, not to us, but y'all group. They need to talk about it and get it out. And I'm
So
glad
stay on. Hold on, because it ain't just the men. I'm seeing it and I'm hearing. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this, because it ain't just the men.
You're right.
Our shit is so messed up that we affect you.
Yes.
And we sometimes turn you into us, right?
Exactly.
Like, I'm talking about being missing and coming to visit and finally coming home and getting, he say eat fast still to this day. You ask him, nigga, why you still eat so fast? Slow down. So I said, sis, reason why I'm saying this because we want to hear from you too. Same way he gave his spiel. I feel like you have a story to tell us that don't have to be about prison, just about life. Like, there's so many people that experience this life. They don't talk about it. But go ahead, you keep talking though, and you're very welcome.
Well, basically that's all. I just wanted to say, you know, behind every strong man, there's a woman that got to pick the pieces up. And sometimes we fall short too. You know, we fall short. I know I do all day, every day. And he got to pull my coattail too, because I still got a vision of loving that money, you know, and he ain't on that no more. He like, every dime, what you doing with it? How come we got this? What you doing? I'm like, back up. But, you know, we live and we learn, and we at an age now, we just golden years. We just want peace in life. So I'm so glad he is involved in this, so he can, now he can do his thing. Now he can do his thing.
Over there looking
Come
like
on, bro.
Malcolm.
What you got to say, bro? What you got to say, bro?
Well, my thing is about like when it comes. Yes,
Hey,
yes,
hold
he
on.
definitely said it. No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead, bro. You was talking. I was
I
thinking,
think
bro.
Jesse had his
Bro
hand up
rose
somewhere.
up.
Didn't Jesse have his hand up?
Yeah, but wait, hold on. But she's talking about bro rose up. What she say? I'm glad you did this. I'm glad you did this because he can leave me alone. I was like, bro, what you got to say about that? It's beautiful. I love this. I really love this. Thank you, Tyler. I really love this, y'all. And this is what it's all about. And like Kurt said, so y'all don't know, Kurt always advocating for the families. And Lisa, you part of the family.
He do.
Kurt always advocating for the families. He's saying this, that the families, because like he said, his father had been in prison his whole entire, well, not his whole entire life, but yeah, I think he said he was in mother's womb. See, like Kurt's my cousin, but I still learn. Like, y'all got to understand, like, our lives are so intricate that we know certain parts, but it's parts that we won't. Nina said it. The psychologist told her that it's some kind of thing that we do subconsciously. We don't tell people everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See? And those parts could be the parts that affect us and make us do crazy shit. I know for me it do. I stuffed that shit in my pocket. And I didn't want to talk about it. Because I didn't have the tools. Right? Coping mechanisms and think about trauma-informed care. We've been traumatized. And it's okay. I mean, well, I won't say it's okay. I just say that there's a way out of that shit. So anyway, yeah. Kurt, Malik, Ramon, Act 5, man.
I just want to say to Ramon's wife, her name Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm so glad that you're on here. Welcome. I don't think you ever been on here before, but it's so good to get a woman's perspective on everything. And I really appreciate your comments. But you got a good husband. You got a good husband.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Definitely. I just keep saying we just getting started because can y'all imagine this stuff? Like going on and on.
I
we've
just
been
want
doing
to say
it.
to Kurt, man.
Come on, bro. Kurt?
What's up, bro?
Oh, no, hey, man.
Don't
You
get in
know,
trouble.
yeah, your intro, bro, I loved it. But not only that, when you was talking about your mom, bro. So like when I was putting my whole piece together and I seen how emotional you got, like when I was in here writing mine down, I was listening because my mama always was a huge Aretha Franklin fan. And so while I'm timelining my stuff, I'm writing, thinking about her, man, and I bust a couple tears too. And you know, as men, we never show the emotional side. So I really big up you on that.
Thank you, bro. And look, and let me say this. Ramon left some things out of his story, and probably because it's going to be emotional. And as we get more practice in telling our stories, we'll get to some of those raw parts, right? I'm at the point where I could talk about that stuff and I might cry, but I still need to get it out. Because you need to know, and all the people in the world need to know that it's okay to get that stuff out. Because you don't want to hurt nobody else. He mentioned you, Court, brother.
Was it Simone?
Go, Simone.
I forgot to take myself off of mute.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
There you
just
go.
over here. Yeah, my bad.
Come on, sis.
It's doggone cell phones. I was saying this is my first time being on here, and thank you for having me. Love you, brother. You know who you are. You too, sis. I always got your back. Now that I see I got a bigger family, that I have your back as well. But my question was, this platform, can you have this platform for the young men before that Ramon was saying from the elementary to the penitentiary? Can you have a roadblock before it happened? Can we have elementary to the roadblock and not elementary to the penitentiary? Is there a platform for that? And if so, how would you get it out there?
Awesome, ma'am. So how we do is like how you was invited. I guarantee you somebody that was connected to us invited you. So how this works is the people that need us to talk to the youth or talk to the people they need to talk to, they invite us, right? We have our platforms, we have our tools, our weekly workshop on Sundays, and then now this Building Resilience Summit series. So we're doing this monthly, every second Saturday of the month. And if you want to invite the young people to come and talk to us or to come and hear these incredible speakers, right? We are open to that. But like Kurt said, and Ramon said, and all of our members will say, we want to get to the youth. We want to stop that cycle. But we don't tell people what to do. So that's really difficult. We do this and we hope that somebody grabs some jewels out of there. Like Ramon dropped jewels. Kurt dropped jewels. And I say that Kurt never went back. He didn't go to prison. Why? That's powerful to me. I didn't even get that. I don't know if he got out while I was still out, because I think I went to prison before he came home. I don't know, but I didn't get it, right? And we want the youngsters to get it. Our saying is, we don't want our past to become the youth's future. And it's happening every day. So citizens like you, well-meaning people like you, will connect with us and say, hey, we need you guys to talk to these individuals right here. So hopefully that answers your question. Anybody else? But It's not just me. Hello? Yes, ma'am. Come on. Come on, sis.
I remember when I was a youth counselor advocate in the city of Vallejo, California, I did a great big symposium. Remember the movie, Don't Do the Crime If You Can't Do the Time? Remember that?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I don't remember it, but I remember.
But Ramon said yes. So y'all might be around the same in age.
Yeah, I remember that.
So come on, sis, keep talking.
He went back on mute.
That was Beretta. That was Beretta.
Yeah.
So Miss Wonderful.
Thank you, Jesse.
What was your point, Miss Wonderful? Because I want to get it. It's some wisdom, y'all.
Can you hear me?
What was your point? Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
The point is, the young lady asked, what are you going to do? Well, what I envision is what I just heard today is putting together a documentary and doing a symposium, get rent a theater, bring the clubs together, the churches together in different organizations. And that's what I did. And political people, and I had a large platform after they watched the documentary. All the different components of the people were there to answer questions. That's what I see. That's like 6 months down the line. It should be planned, because this was awesome. We need it right now.
You speaking my language. So that's our executive coordinator. If anybody want to wonder, Miss Wonderful Davidson is our auntie, grandmama, sister, mama, friend, family member. So I love the idea. And yeah, y'all, who all in favor of keeping this thing going, stay connected. Please stay connected, because we got some things planned, and this happening every month. The next summit is going to be on February 10th. February 10th. We do this thing on the second Saturday every month, 2 p.m., different speakers, you know. But I think this was freaking awesome. And because the speakers were so smooth and like succinct with whatever they said, like we had this little time to do our Q&A. Well, we can end this whenever we done. Say
that if you on a social media platform, what I do is I share. I even share with Ricky what I'm sharing.
Thank you so much. That's powerful.
So you gotta share, get these people on here. Because there's a lot of people, you'd be surprised they've been to prison and don't like to talk about it.
Yep.
That don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, the thing too is like Lisa's sis said, that we got too big of a network for us not to be letting everybody know what's going on. You know what I mean? Our network is way too big and we got to utilize it to the max. It's like, you know, if you feel like sharing, you share, period. You know, somebody going to be able to tap in, and that's the key, that we need to maximize our networks at all times on everything that we do. And just like in order for us to get those youngsters to come, we have to be able to tap into somebody that's going to be able to get one of these youngsters to come online, you know, because the ones that we know, they moving around, but there's some out there that want to listen. But they also haven't now, whereas though these juvenile halls and stuff like that are making these kids come to these type of platforms to have these conversations. Like, whereas though you got to check in, like if you had to go to an AA meet, you got to go to one of these meets, and they are sending them our way. You know what I mean? So we have to just get in line to find out exactly how to make that happen. But most likely it's coming from a juvenile hall and probation officers, and they trying to find an alternative. And this is the way we're going to stop that pipeline from getting filled. That's where I'm at with it.
The new way of counseling.
Awesome. Youth. Yeah, new way of counseling. And it's not a counselor. So that's the other thing, is that returning citizen, we citizens. So like when I went to the school, talk to people, they don't want to talk to them. They don't want to talk to them. They don't want to talk to mentors, all that shit. We gonna have ambassadors. Like, we gotta play with the language, y'all, because, you know, they'll treat people like people. Like, we'll treat people like people, but we gotta let them understand that they consequences, man, is adult consequences. I was in prison, I was 18 years old. But I ain't gonna go into mine. So let's say this. I think Lisa said something about, it's like I said, so as executive director, I have to say this. So for us to keep this thing going, that's why we do this a fundraiser. Because I would like, these brothers poured their heart out to you. And this organization can't afford to pay them anything. We call it honorariums. Like, it's gonna get to a point where we're gonna be paying these brothers and sisters to talk, to tell their story, and to help people heal and come into the fold to get the healing, get the resources. So next month, again, like I said, we're doing it. If you bought a ticket, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We definitely been building ever since September. So we've been going up. Like this Act 5 be Act 4, right? So our goal is to be Act 5 now. You know, shout out to Ramon and Curtis and everybody else network who stepped in and said, we want to support RCA and buy a ticket. Thank you so much. And we need that to keep this going. So get ready for Act 6. And this one's going to be a hybrid. We're going to be in person in a couple locations, and we're going to be online. Sorry for people who don't want to leave. We'll be in Los Angeles. We're going to be in the Bay Area, and we may be in another state. Yeah. So anybody else, talk to me. If not, let's go enjoy our Saturday, because Act 5, like I thought, live. She said, I'll be juiced. Since you ain't seen nothing yet, I promise. You know, this grassroots shit. Wait till we really lock into some resources. Man, flying them people. I'm flying him. He coming with me somewhere. I promise.
Cuddy.
And you too. What's up, Cuddy? Come on.
Did we answer Simone's question? Because I kind of had an answer for.
Answer it, brother. It's not just me.
Oh, see, So what I was asking, if you know some parents that's dealing with some knucklehead little kids, whether they single parents, have the parents come on here and see what the group about, and then us gentlemen, we don't sit down, or even the women, we don't mind sitting down talking to them, because that's where it's gonna start at the household. Some people just can't control their kids, and we don't mind talking to them and let them know what we've been through, and try to help them, as much as we can, so we can stop the recidivism rate. We can stop it before it even turn into that, so they don't have to go. That's what I try to tell my kids. I already been to jail for you, bro. I'm gonna tell you what it's about, and that's what I try to always express to my son. So definitely, if you know parents that's dealing with some knucklehead kids, have the parents get on here first. I prefer to talk to parents than talk to people's kids. And so that's what we were trying to get into some schools, and of course they want us to have all these boxes checked before we get in there. But it's fine if we can just get parents to get on here, and we can just speak with them, and then they give us permission to talk to their children. And like I said, we were trying to get stuff started where we can start taking these kids to Six Flags and showing that they appreciate it, that they're valuable. And that's some stuff we want to do. Saving the Great America, we can get like a small, with the ladies, they can have ladies group, they can have girl group, we can have co-ed, or however you want to do it. Go ahead, sis.
You kind of answered my question, but I was leaning to listening to where you were headed with talking to the adults, because they can't control their kids. That's part of the problem. The other part would be, what about at the youth center? Because of course, when you go to the schools, you got to have these degrees, but when you're at the youth center, you don't. So reaching into those aquariums, those platforms over there, the youth centers, the foster children, lean that way, because that's where the help is needed.
Yeah.
Versus the school, because the school is one track minded, which is money. When you get to these other nonprofit organizations, they look for help. They don't look for money more than they do help. So I would lean towards foster agencies and these youth centers.
That sounds like a research alert. That sounds like a research
Return
alert.
Citizen research alert.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Research alert.
There we go.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry. All right.
She told you about talking.
She done got her a job, huh?
No, she's one of my good friends, like my sister, and she got a mouth on her. When I say she could sell you your own pants, so I
could sell snow to an Eskimo standing in it and make them believe it's different.
Okay, sis.
That's a great idea, though.
My name is Ricky Gaines. I am the executive director here. Connect with the people that need this, that want the help. Like, that's my job.
See what that chat says? You got Nina. You got Dia signed her up. You got Wonderful saying yes. You send her. Yep. But we on with it. We on with it.
And we connect you with Miss Wonderful, and you guys, you ladies, put together that thing that Miss Wonderful say that happened in 6 months. Because we got things planned down the line, 2024, already locked in. But we need people like everybody that's on this call, that's still on this call. We need every single one of you, because we're not playing games. Like, our lives speak for it.
Get her, Rick. Get her. And she loved kids.
Oh my God, that's perfect. I'm gonna connect you with Miss
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
He lied to y'all. The kids love me.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes, you was a
Kurt, this your area right here, bro.
What's that?
Right here, what she talking about?
Oh yeah. I'm with it.
Look, and then Kurt is our family people, because like I say, his experience is, excuse me, he misses dad. I kind of got flashbacks of that. Going to prison and don't want to leave because you can't stay with your people that's there. Man, and I bet you our women, no, not I bet you, my wife said this a few times on our podcast, that she go to prison on a Saturday, knowing she can come back on Sunday, but when she leaving that prison, she crying because she can't stay with me, or I can't leave. But she right back there, bright and early, bushy tail. I don't know, Kurt used to call him the, what you call him, bro, when he was trying to get the damn, a visit? What you call the people?
What else say?
You used to have some saying, I was like, bro, you talking about my wife, man. But, so prison started this.
We were fighting over scraps, you know what I'm saying? Like, to get those time slots, those visits, to get there early.
Slots.
Oh, yeah.
We were like,
they some warriors.
Warriors.
He said, bro, I'm trying to come see you, but I
Warrior
can't never get no slot.
Yeah,
As soon as it
yeah,
open up, they get it all full. Anyway, this is war stories about damn jail. But thank God that we free and we gonna be free and we trying to free other people. And for the youngsters, we wanna stop them before, right? And we could change the culture. Like we entrepreneurs, like we're talking about, man, doing shit. And when you got money in your pocket, like Kurt say, you don't love it, but you need it to do the shit that you need to do. And we ask for y'all support. So thank you so much. Kurt, you gonna say something, and then Ramon, you gonna close us out, bro. Malik ain't here.
I have to say two things real quick. I just wanted to tell Nina again. I want everybody to be in solidarity with me for Nina. She put a lot of work and she put a lot of love into people, and I just hoping for her that what she's putting in, that she can get back, because she's hella nice to people and people get over on her. I just put it that way. But you know, it's just her heart. So I'm just hoping everybody stay in solidarity and pray for her that she can get some of that love back, because for many years you can tell her stories that she just been putting a lot of love in different people, and they've been dogging her out per se. And she shouldn't have it, because like I said, she's a real special person, and she's been doing a lot for the community, and she definitely should get that reciprocated. And then for Miss Wonderful,
we love you, Nina. You heard that?
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. You spot on. That's spot on.
Oh yeah, you can hear it every time you talk. We already know, sis. And then Miss Wonderful, your parents just named you the right name, because you're a wonderful lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a wonderful lady, and I just appreciate all the spiritual help and reading your book. It did a lot for me. It's a Christian book for girls, but it helped a grown 50-some-year-old man with information. It's simple. It's a simple read, but it got a whole bunch of information in there that gets steps, especially for young ladies that's going through stuff. She put a whole bunch of stuff in there that just helped out. And like I said, I enjoy reading your book. It just gave me a whole bunch of insight, and it put some stuff that helped me in my life as well. And I appreciate that, sister.
I want to thank Ramon for volunteering to be our research person.
Yes.
That means a lot to us, Ramon. We know you can do it, and we got confidence in you. Man, I piggyback too on man. Listen, man. Hold on for a second, man.
He said it's getting over.
Man, I like the whole.
He fine. You got all the time you need, brother.
I know what the other thing was that I want to say something about is Kurt talking about when his moms just came and talked to him, and he looked in and just he knew right then, just from her eye to his, that you know whatever he had on his mind, it was done because of that look, of that love, of that. That's that one person that you know that love you out of all the other ones, you know.
Yes.
So
true.
Yeah.
That was powerful, man.
It's the truth, bro.
That was tell the truth,
bro. I still see her eyes, even though she gone. That day right there just it changed my life for real, though. Because I didn't want to sit through the same stuff. She just sacrificed so much coming to see me, and it wasn't her deal to have to do that. Like I said, she don't owe me nothing, you know? Just like in my spiritual journey, God doesn't owe us nothing. He set a path for us. If you want to do what God say and go to the place that he prepared for us, do what he say. Same thing with your parents. The parent don't owe you nothing. Us as kids, we owe them something. Kids got this thing we're talking about. See, I didn't even play that thing with my kids. When you get 18, you do this, you do that. No, my kids still get in trouble at 18. I didn't play it. My kids will tell you right now, my sons. There's no 18 and you just go out and do what you want to do. You still gonna respect me, and I'm still gonna respect you. And then same thing for like God. God said that he went to prepare a place for us. He just asked them, the right people, do what I say. I gave you 10 commandments. I gave you a Bible to look at. I gave you other good literature. Like what speaking through Miss Wonderful. The Bible is not the only good book. There's other good books there. And so, you know, we got to take advantage of them. We got to listen to what God is telling us. And he's working with us every day. He's putting so much different stuff out there. And he's been working with me crazy these last few months. And especially since Ricky told me I was doing Act 5, God been messing with me. He been talking to me. Yeah, but overall though, I just
that was the plan.
Oh
You
yeah.
hear me?
Yeah. But I just want God to work through me and just get this right so other kids don't have to go through the stuff that I went through. And because like I said, I kind of left that out. I didn't even care about going to jail because my dad was there. I didn't care about going. That was stupid. Being young, I didn't care about going to prison. My daddy was there. You know, and he already had been there, 14, 15 years. I got backup. I already know he already heard his story, so I didn't care about going to prison. But luckily, I didn't go to prison. I just did the YA. But overall, though, like back to Ramon, yeah, it's just seeing her eyes, bro. I just didn't want to put my mama through that again. She had sacrificed so much, and you know, and God worked through her so hard to get me out of jail. You know, and to also give supplies. She was on AFDC. How the hell was she coming up to see me every few weekends and bringing me gumbo and stuff like that? You know, it's like that costs money. You know, she's spending her food stamps from her house to come up there and bring me some gumbo and different stuff like that. And it was just like, it was just real love. And like I said, every time this lady look at me, I can tell this lady really loves the shit out of me. She loved her fucking son. And that just meant so much to me, bro. That meant so much.
That's beautiful, man.
It is, bro. It is.
I could remember shit. Shit was the first time I got arrested, but I remember at first, you know, when you get the talks from your parents, you better not call me if your ass get in trouble. Saying shit like that stuck with me. I ain't calling. And then shit, when I went to jail, but I ended up getting bailed out. First thing she said, "Why your stupid ass didn't call me?" See, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, crazy how it worked, man. But yeah, that mother love it's irreplaceable.
So y'all tell me who won because Kurt bought the most tickets.
Ramon did.
RCA won.
RCA won. That's how I look at it.
Okay, I'm proud of both of you guys. I just wanted to put a little incentive in it to make it fun. But okay, Ramon, shoot me your information.
Shoot it to RCA.
Enjoy your night. Enjoy the show we had today. And thank y'all.